report. My name is Quan. On the show, we discuss the inner workings of AEW and NXT. Once again, Cyrus is still on assignment, literally school assignment. So he's not with us right now. However, I do have a friend of the show, um, somewhat of a neighbor to me, CT's own, Mr. Sid Jones. Sid, how you doing?
Yo, what's going on? What's up, Quan? Yeah, my CT brethren, we got the CT pod right now going on.
Yeah, I don't want it to be too local, but it might get a little local this week. I
Right,
don't
it
know.
might, and I mean, one of the shows was in Connecticut. This is a CT episode for real.
It really is a CT episode. Um, I was gonna. When's the last show you went to live? Was it Survivor Series last year in
It
Boston?
was no, it was Deadline. Deadline was the most recent I went
That
to.
that was that was after.
That was last year. That was last year.
That was in Bridgeport as well, right? I was so mad I
hmm
didn't go. I was so hot I didn't
I
go to that.
told you. I told
I
you. You should.
know. I should have went, bro.
We
I,
got the
yeah.
eight, the HBK showing up, then Punk showing up, then
Um,
the Trick Williams thing. It
yeah, I
was
wish I
good.
would have wish I went to that, but I'm still contemplating if I want to go to SmackDown in December. It's right around my daughter's birthday, so I'm just kind of like, man, do I want to do that? Do I want to, like, I'm already spending bread on my daughter's birthday, and then Christmas is right after that, not much longer. It's
Yeah,
December is a tough month for me with it financially. I don't
yeah,
buy a lot of gifts for a lot of people because I don't really expect a lot of gifts back, but like still, it ends up just costing
right,
me so much
right. It
bread,
costs
bro.
money.
And, the older these kids get, the more they cost. It just never ends. I can't wait till she gets a
hmm
job. But but yeah, but that's pretty much it. So what's been going on with you, man? I know you're signed, right? You're signed to a team
Yeah,
currently.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
I'm going to Texas in February. And
Okay,
my
okay.
season will start from there. I'm just excited to play again. It's been felt like forever. So
When was the last time you played? For people who don't know what you do
okay, so
for profession.
so I played professionally arena football, and the last time I played was May before our team had shut down because of the whole AFL situation. You could Google it; it's crazy. It's too much to describe what went on, but that was the last time I played, and I haven't played. It, we played two games, and I played one of them, so it was like, uh, I gotta get the itch out.
For sure, for sure. That's awesome. So, funny enough, I just saw a headline from Fightful. Um, Former Miami Dolphins cornerback Trill Williams has signed to NXT. Um, no idea who that is. I looked it up. I don't think he ever played as a Dolphin supporter. I can't recall Trill Williams doing anything. But I'm going to have to auto support just off the strength. There's two things I'll auto support off of. If you're a wrestler from CT,
hmm
I'm rocking with you. Shout out to Mercedes Martinez. Shout out to
Megan
Megan
Bain.
Bain. I didn't even know
Yeah,
she was from CT till
I just found
the
that
other
out
day.
too.
Is there any other CT wrestlers I'm missing? AR Fox, he's from CT, right? I
hmm
gotta rock with AR Fox.
Velvet Sky.
What part of
Yeah,
CT she from? Where's she
New
from?
Britain. New Britain. I
Okay.
looked at I said this is
Didn't know that.
random.
Wow. Okay. Um, Shout out Mean Street Posse. You know what I mean?
hmm
Mean Street to Greenwich. CT really don't have a lot of names.
Yeah,
Now I think
it's
about
very
it.
short. But at least as small as the list is, it's they're kind of well known. Or like,
Yeah. Yeah, I
so
guess so. I don't know. Because I feel
I'd
like
rather have a small list of well known than a bunch of people who's just like who.
yeah, I mean, you could argue Connecticut's the home of wrestling if you want to keep it a stack. Hey,
hmm
if you're driving to New York, you see that building
You know what's up.
with the logo, you know what it is. That's
You know
that's all
what's
I'm
up.
saying. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, what would you, as a professional athlete, Do you think you'd be able to handle the PC or that kind of schedule, or would you even entertain it? If they were the tryout and you was like they say they came to Texas, during
I
whatever
don't know.
pulled up, you wouldn't at least think about giving it a shot?
I definitely would do it just to see like how I would move in a ring, but man, football was already a tough 20 something years. Then to go do that and do wrestling where I'm on the road even longer, it would just drain me even more.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that's just like,
I,
ugh.
I feel like if I was in any kind of shape, I would give it a shot. Also, maybe if I was like 10 years younger. You,
It's just
if,
I just would like to see like myself and be like, okay, I know I could do this, this, and this. That's cool. But then after that,
yeah,
it's just like I wouldn't know.
you just want to know if you'd be able to keep up,
Hmm.
right? Just that kind of that competitive spirit. That makes sense. While we're at it, do you have any just kind of thoughts on like the WWE ID, kind of what they're doing with that, and how do you
Uh,
feel just kind of about the reaction to it initially, and kind of what you've seen so far?
I'd say for it's been pretty cool to see. I think when I was on the A show, I think the last time I was on the A show with J5 and Mills, we talked about the PC as a whole and how the PC is almost like how college is with their facilities and everything. And basically at this point, it's almost like WWE is working like a college, like a WWE ID in a sense. It's like a scholarship.
Yeah,
Like and how they're doing it and like going to places like getting your first offer. And that's kind of cool. So like when they talk about it being more like they're getting that sports factor, the WWE ID kind of represents that. And I think it's cool. I like you're telling me I get a shot if I'm training at this school and do this right things. It's like a one-stop shop where they're just like I'm in that orbit already. Whereas, I don't have to keep going all over the place. And people are still gonna, go to indie shows and whatnot, but it's like now there's eyes on me, and it's a lot easier to have those eyes on me than it was before. And
and
I think
if you're an indie worker, you can put that to your advantage. Say like I'm a WWID wrestler. You know what I mean? You want to
exactly.
raise that rate up a little bit. You know what I mean? You can
Exactly,
do it. Yeah,
And so
true.
people make it seem, there's people who's just like, oh, they're trying to monopolize. I said, no, this is basically putting an investment on your future.
Yeah,
And that's what people have to realize. And that's the difference between AEW and WWE is WWE puts like what they're doing now is amazing, but they're always planning for what's next because the train keeps moving. Like we gotta
yeah,
figure out what's gonna go on 10 now when Seth and Roman are the Cenas and Rocks and Goldbergs, when they're all gone, like who do we have in place for the future? And so that's what they're moving towards. Stuff like this is how you prepare for the future. It makes it honestly easier for the future. And so I
yeah.
think great idea.
I mean, to me, as pro worker, this has been pro indie so far. I've seen names I never heard of before,
My
and
boy, what
now
was it? Cappuccino Jones?
Cappuccino Jones, all time name. That's a great name.
Top five names.
I believe there's a young lady named Zeta Steele who's getting a lot of
Mm-hmm.
buzz. Well, I think I just followed the account. Let me go see who else. A bunch of people I don't know, but
The cartwheel
maybe
guy.
I am familiar with Jack Cartwheel. Last time I saw him wrestle, I believe was on either Rampage or Collision. Not enough cartwheels for my liking. I wonder if they told him to tone the cartwheels down. I need more. If you're gonna name yourself Jack Cartwheel, I need some cartwheels. Every move better be a fucking cartwheel. To be honest with you.
I just
Let me
every
see.
time I see him, I'm like, what if he was on the old school tough enough doing cartwheels? How would Taz and Bill DeMott feel about him hitting cartwheels in the rainbow?
Build them out might hit him for real.
For
Um,
real.
wait, I'm gonna tag you, bro. Yeah, Zeta Steel, Cappuccino Jones, Jack Summit, aka Jack Cartwheel, Zara. Was it
This
Zara Zakar? Um,
yeah, Zakir, something like that. I know
yeah,
ROW from Booker's, somebody from Booker's just got picked up.
yeah. What's that? No idea who. Let's see. This is Sean Legacy, Sam Hardway Holloway. That's a hard name too. Sam Hardway Holloway. Hard. Marcus Mathers. I'm assuming he
Big
might know
Eminem fan.
Marshall. He might know Marshall. I don't know. Ice Williams. Yeah, they got some names on here. I gotta definitely want to check it out. It's Gal. The name is It's Gal. Like IT apostrophe S Gal. G. Okay. Um,
Okay. Y'all, what Webby say, boy? I got some names on me.
some names on y'all over there. Oh man, I'm not sure from reality of wrestling, but I know they are affiliated with WWE ID, and I'm still looking. I'm very much looking forward to seeing where this goes. Like I said a couple pods ago, I think this is something that we really won't know the impact of until a couple years from now
Right.
to know like really what the impact of WWE, because it could be some shit that like is gone in 6 months. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
It's the NFL or NXT Euro.
yeah, NXT Europe, they act like that shit didn't even happen, bro. Like we just supposed to
Bro,
forget,
that PowerPoint is just a blank picture. Like
bro. That image of
it's
Triple H doing the TED talk with the NXT takeover, taking over the world image is, I don't know why it's so funny to me every time I see it. You
because
want to
it's
get
just
any you want to get any trenches real quick?
yeah, man, let's do
We don't got a lot. So
it.
speaking of NXT takeovers, last Wednesday night, um, both shows were simulcast at the same time. Dynamite and NXT. I'm talking about NXT was inside the 2300 arena, and
ECW, ECW.
I want to reiterate, this is not a numbers podcast. However, this is the War Report, and the war has been it's been a real quiet war for a long time. But last week the war was back on. We got numbers. AEW Dynamite, mind you, this is the AEW's night. It's Wednesday night. It's
Hmm.
not like the other time where it was on Tuesday night. This is
Tuesday.
AEW's night. AEW Dynamite, 523,000 viewers. In the demo, 0.16. NXT, average viewers, 619,000. So almost 100,000 more. Demo, 0.17. Thoughts?
NXT wins again. But yeah, I mean, I can't even tell. The only clip I think I saw from last week was Swerve trying to getting held back by like three women referees, and then Darby taking a dumb Cesaro spot for no reason. That's all I saw from AEW. Nothing was talked about on the timeline. It wasn't even
I,
bigged up like a war like the last time they did the head to head. It was just like NXT is doing
if
the
we're
ECW.
if we're gonna keep it a stack, AEW didn't really even try, which is crazy because this is their night. You know what I mean? Just the thought of like if this was say 4 years ago,
Tony would have
how
been
different.
tweeting.
Not only that, he would have been talking so much shit on the way
Hmm.
there. He can't. That's how you know he's defeated. He didn't say a peep before
Not
or
one
after
thing.
about anything in NXT, which is very unlike him. It's like I think at this point they know
The
it's
end
not.
is near.
Bro, I
The
it's
end.
very like you said. I'm looking at the timeline now. I will say my timeline is probably more WWE leaning as the years have gone by. It was, I would say, back in the day with 50-50. It's kind of
Hmm.
changed. That I think some people just annoy me so much to the point where I can't even like. But get very minimal chatter about Dynamite last week. I didn't know anything that happened until I
Not at
watched
all.
it the next day. Um, and not too much happened. It's I've harped on this so many times. You know, before I even say, what are your kind of overall thoughts of what AEW is doing right now? In your
I
opinion, as a casual watcher, I know you don't watch every week,
I
so
try. I try to. I see what I started doing. I was like, once I stopped watching, the problem is I would just watch the Twitter clips, and
mhm.
then those started putting me to sleep. And I said, this is a problem. When 3 minute videos had me like, all right, it's time to go to bed. But like I said with the whole WWID thing, I don't think there was truly a plan for the future, and it's showing 5 years now. Um, we're still in a Moxley vortex. We still have a Now, granted, I'll give Moxley credit. He's doing something different, unique from a character we've never really seen from him before. It's kind of motivated, like he's motivated. Because I thought for a while, for about the last 2 years, he hasn't really been motivated and doing anything on AEW programming. Like he's just been there, does his thing, leaves, walks out, and it's motivated. So I'll give him that. But it's just like how it's gone about. And then you got them versus Team AEW, but it's not really Team AEW because they're only jumping half the roster, and you got Jericho doing this, Elite doing this, but Garcia's talking to. It's too much going on, and then like when you watch a show
Not
like tonight, when you watch the show, it just felt like nothing gets to breathe. Like I finally get because you say that a lot that sometimes they don't let moments breathe, and I finally like watching and realizing like yeah, nothing really gets to breathe on this show, and it's just and you've built and you can't really tell who's the future. Like you got Osprey, but Osprey is not even in the title picture. He's fighting his best friend or partner or whatever now. So it's like, where's the direction? Where is the company going? Where is like your plan? Like you know how when Cody got there, we could see Cody's direction of like he's going straight to the top. We know where he like Manuel. We don't have a direct. Like I can't tell you what's about to happen from Full Gear to the next All In or Full Gear to the next Double or Nothing. So it's like,
mhm.
where's the direction?
I do think there's an issue of we don't know who the guy is, who
Mhm.
their ace is. Um, you could argue it's MJF, but he's not there a lot of time. You could argue it's Will Ospreay, however, he's he's kind of like working like mid card feuds and losing matches he
Hmm.
probably shouldn't really be losing,
He's
and or
got
just putting himself in situations where he really shouldn't even be in right now. If that's supposed to be your guy, especially he's one of the few people who are actually like over for real. So
he's got it's crazy now I'm thinking he has the voluntary Jay White booking. Like
mm.
he's choosing to do what his Jay like he's choosing to lose these big matches like Jay White. Like it's crazy. Like they both basically had the same entry into AEW winning championships or whatnot, but then when them big matches come, it's like they lose. And these are supposed to be your guys. Like y'all won the war or the bidding war to get these top guys from New Japan to come over here, but they haven't been. They've both had one title, world title match, both lost. It's like one loss uglier than the other because that was the worst loss I think we'll ever see in AEW. That's probably the worst
are
title
you
match.
speaking of Jay White losing to
Yes, that
MJF?
that might
That
be
was
the worst
something.
title match in the history. And CM Punk lost in 3 minutes to Mox.
It's
So
been a tough recovery for Jay White. The injury didn't help it either. But yeah, I just think there's nothing really going back to kind of where the head to head's been going as far as there was nothing when I had like when I was talking to Armand last week when I had to choose between the two options of am I gonna watch and talk about AEW or watch talk about Dynamite, it would never have thought in my mind where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna pick Dynamite over I'm sorry, yeah, Dynamite over NXT
hmm
because I'm just like AEW is giving me nothing to look forward to on the show. I feel like currently, I don't want this to be like just a drag AEW Power Hour or whatever, but like did not the crowd the shows just don't even have feel like they have a lot of life to it anymore. The crowd it doesn't even like they sound like they don't even want to be there. Like not not to be biased, but CT bias. I think CT has really good wrestling crowds a lot of time, almost underrated.
hmm
I think they have very underrated. Them in Providence, I think have very underrated wrestling crowds. And you could like I did if I forgot it was in CT. I thought the crowd was just so quiet tonight. Very reacted to very minimal. And the one thing they really reacted to
was
was
getting
because
called the wrong name.
yeah, it was getting called the wrong town. um, they got a lot of work. I'm really hoping the Continental Classic with Spicy shows up a little bit, give him a little pizzazz. I did like Continental Classic last year. I had a good time with it, so I'm hoping this it can really, especially the weekend shows, could really help the Collision. I was telling like we were talking about before. I hit record. It's rough, man.
I
I got,
and it goes back because you were someone around for watching WCW, WWE, and when they were on the same night, when it was the Monday Night Wars, it was like you wanted to tune into both. Like, all right, Stone Cold's on right now. Let me check to see WCW. It's like NWO's on. Cool, go back. Rock's on. Back. You're going back and forth. It's just like if WWE wanted to make a show, they wanted to put SmackDown on Wednesday, there'd be no hesitation to watch. It'd be like, I wonder, I
yeah.
wouldn't be like, I wonder what's going on with AEW. Same thing with NXT. It'd just be like, I'm watching NXT. Like, there's stuff that's intriguing going on. It's like, maybe I'll catch the Twitter highlights, but it's like, I'm not really checking for AEW that much. And that's a problem. If you can't get people to be like, what's going on your show, even when another show's on, that's a big issue.
On your night. Let's
On
not
your
forget
night,
it was
yeah.
on your night.
They walked in
Because
your trap and took over your trap.
they
Like,
walked in your trap. That's literally what they did. And that's just what it is. I think this should be a wake up call for Tony Khan and whoever else the creative forces over at AEW. Like, we gotta lock in,
right.
bro. Because it's looking
Cause
ugly. You let the nigga come up on your show, on your night, take over. Mind you, also, it's not like NXT brought over like main roster stars. There was no John Cena. There was no Undertaker. None of that. It was just straight up, hey, this is
Bubba,
our guy. And we got Bubba Ray Dudley or in fucking
Bubba.
Francine. You know what I mean? So it's like they can't even use that. I know Meltzer was talking about ECW nostalgia or whatever bullshit he's talking about, but like that don't matter. TNA been trying to do that for 20 years. They can't do it. So it doesn't make a difference. ECW nostalgia is not moving numbers like that in
At all.
2024.
They
You
ain't
know what I
even
mean?
we didn't get a Dreamer appearance, a Sandman appearance. Like they brought the RV. They brought probably the two most we know where they're at and what they're doing in life. ECW three,
That's
sorry,
it.
three. They brought
And that's it.
Rhino. Oh, four. So yeah, Rhino, Nunzio, RVD, and Bully Ray and Devo. They brought Team G3D. They said we're gonna bring the safest guys, and it worked. RVD was dressed in gear and didn't even do a move.
No
Like,
move. Devon is medically cleared. He wasn't medically cleared. He couldn't do nothing. They were pretty much non-factors on the show, and they still,
like
it is what it is, Bill. But yeah,
Well, while I
it,
say that, do you think they'll do a show in Hammerstein, like a takeover or something at Hammerstein?
I want them to. I think that'd be
I,
really cool.
I think.
That you mentioned that ROH Final Battle will be in the Hammerstein as well as Collision. I
Hmm.
believe it's on that same weekend. Will also be in the Hammerstein. So that'd be maybe a nice little switch up. A venue like that for AEW might be a good thing.
Yeah, I
Um,
think I think that they did like a takeover one night stand. That would be cool. And I think if you want to add an element to it, let Paul Heyman be like guest GM or whatever. Let him
okay,
spice it up. That would be fun.
I see what you're doing there. I
Yeah,
see the
man.
vision. I'm not mad at it. Maybe we'll see. Maybe if the ECW has some kind of like anniversary coming up or something. I don't know. I don't know when it started.
How much they've done more anniversary shows than they've done actual ECW shows.
Yeah, like let's move on here. Let's see what we got. More of a unfortunately more of shitting on AEW hour. Chris Statlander spoke on kind of her on-screen split with Stokely Hathaway recently. This was her justification of her sudden change of character. We had a common goal in destroying Willow, and I think we accomplished that. I think we just didn't have we didn't have any goals after that. The goal was to take care of her. After that, I think we just kind of decided, you know what? The job is done. To me, job's not done. You know what? The job wasn't finished all the way. And this is not an indictment on Stokely or Chris Statlander. This isn't their fault. This is just lazy,
Lazy booking.
lazy booking, lazy storytelling from AEW, especially in a situation with the women. And it seems like the women often get the short end of the stick in AEW in situations like this, where it seems like they just don't really care to tell the stories
Hmm.
as advanced to say what the men are doing or whatever. So, and that's also another factor if we go back to what we were previously talking about between the two shows just the investment in women. And
Night and day, night
bro,
and day.
is like if you're looking at the head-to-head quarter ratings or whatever, I sound such a nerd saying that. You look at the head-to-head quarter ratings or whatever. When the girls are on NXT,
Numbers go up.
numbers are up.
Rox
Yo,
is the draw. Rox has been the draw for years now. Rox
bro,
is
Rox she's the one. Like, you, yeah, like the numbers are up big time when Roxanne's out there, when Julia's out there, when Stephanie's out
mhm.
there, Jada Parker, online impressions all out the roof. Lash Legend come out, online impressions, they going viral every week. And then like there's clearly a demand for women's wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no way an analytics guy like Tony Khan doesn't know that.
It was supposed to be one of the things AEW was built on. I remember when they used to do the press conferences, it was supposed to be that and tag team wrestling were supposed to be the top two things.
Yeah.
And at this
And
point, the bottom of the companies and don't let NXT title or NXT heat up tag team wise, because then it's gonna be look really crazy in the light.
we will talk about that. What was I gonna say? Oh, just like I just don't understand the logic of not investing more time just to the women. Like, I know there's a lot of chatter on Twitter this kind of this week. Stopwatch talk. Usually WWE gets the stopwatch talk. This week it's on AEW. The people are kind of upset about the handling of Jamie Hayter since her return. Mind you,
Finally,
former world champion Jamie Hayter. We've seen kind of
hasn't even come back to like be near the title that she lost.
or not even that. She's working 4-minute matches on Collision. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
I
It's
guess
it's
I guess Penelope Ford in kind of like a half-ass storyline that was from like 3 years ago that nobody remembers. And it's just like, yo, come on, man. People want to see Jamie Hayter. She was very if you go back and before she got hurt, she was very, very over. The ovation she got at All In, very, very loud. So
right.
to that, so to kind of like bring her back, and then there's nothing really for her to do so far. It's just like
It's another
this is the
case
shit we
of
talk about.
start, stop, throw away. It's never nothing seems to be set, and it's 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 sad because
It's frustrating.
you got a group of talent you could work with, women wise. Some are better than others, but I get why you gotta put some personality wise and stuff like that. And shoot, you got a bunch in ROH doing nothing but being in ROH. You had Queen Aminata show up just to lose. And it's like her, Red Velvet, Athena's just been on ROH chilling. I don't know how she hasn't made tweets about being on TV or not. Personally, I would just start tweeting at this point because she's held that title forever, and I can't tell you the last time I've seen her on a TV.
I believe she lost it. Didn't she lose it?
Did she? I thought Billy Starks lost it, and then
Oh, is that what it is? I have
Billy
no fucking
Starks lost the television title to Red Velvet, I believe. And
gotcha. Okay, I don't watch Ring of Honor. I have no idea what's going. There's only been 5 Ring of Honor women's champions.
yeah, because I think it was started when Away came back. I know Roxanne's one of them.
Okay, so Roxanne was the first one. She won it on September 12th, 2021, my 31st birthday. Look at that.
Look at that.
She lost it to Diana Perrazzo,
Who lost it to Mercedes Martinez, right?
big Mercedes. That's big CT.
hmm
Um, then it got she got injured, so there was an interim championship for a while, but then she got it back. Mercedes again, and then Athena. So there's only been 4 champions. So yeah, and
That's
Athena's had
crazy.
it for 703 days.
Jesus. She's about
Good
to
for
have the
her.
Roman reign with 12 people watching.
You said it, not me.
Hey,
Uh,
they used to make jokes about Walter holding the title in front of 12 people. We can make the same for Athena.
Walter wrestling in front of nobody.
Yeah, we can make the
the
same
camera,
thing.
the camera crew. Who you wrestling in
Yeah,
front of?
I could make the same jokes. That's fair. Good for her. Good for her.
Good for her, man. Yeah, that's kind of my off the complaining about AEW booking. It's I feel like I've been regurgitating the same stuff for the last like months as far as my frustrations with AEW. But like I'm want to be optimistic about the Continental Classic. I love a tournament. I love a good round robin tournament, a G1 style tournament. If you ask me, I really want WWE to do one, and I hope they do once these shows get a little longer again. I think that'd be great for their mid cards. But
That's something you could definitely do for like one of them, yeah, mid card US title,
yeah, do that
the
during like the
IC
summer
title.
or something like before like that space between like WrestleMania and SummerSlam. You could do some throw something in there. I think that'd be
Mm-hmm. I
cool. Oh shoot, Pistons lost. Look at that. All right. Anyway,
think my parlay hit. Did my parlay hit? It
the
did.
part did the
Yeah. A
big
good
win.
part. Big win. Good win.
All
Good
right,
win.
all right. See, I like to hear what we got going on. What do you want to talk about first, NXT or AEW? I'm gonna give you the choice as the guest.
Let's do AEW now because I it's the last thing my mind was watching before I forget what happened.
Gotcha. Okay. Will Ospreay calls out Kyle Fletcher. Another one of these promos from Ospreay and Fletcher where they're going back and forth, and it's very hard for me to care. It is not just me. The crowd just don't seem to care either. I don't even know what they were really even talking about. I kind of zoned them out at a point. Are you aware of
Not
what they were talking about?
I'm not gonna lie, Osprey kind of killed Fletcher's whole new gimmick in like five in like one thing. He was like, you say you're not Will Osprey, but you go in here and say you turned on everybody just like me and turned on me. He's like, so you must be out. I was like, dang, that kind of just yeah, makes sense. But
Yeah.
that's all it was. And then Osprey talking about I'm hurt. Like I barely have feeling in my like left hand. I'm like, all right, we just dealt with this with Danielson. What is their fascination with my body can't hold up right now, but I'm gonna fight? And why is that such a macho feeling thing? And
Is it toxic masculinity? Are we
it
getting deeper? Are we getting deep? Are we
I
getting woke
I
on this podcast today? What are we talking
I
about?
it's just to me like you can't keep running the I'm beat up and bruised gimmick with just different wrestlers every time. Like
It's some real anime shit. It's some real like Deku from My Hero type shit.
but it's not as cool. Like when Ilya did it, it was because Ilya is just a freak of nature. Like Daniel Bryanson doing it because brother, you should have stopped wrestling probably like 15 years
That's a
ago.
shoot. No, Brian Danielson's a shoot.
Yeah, like and so like when you for Ospreay, it's like you're gonna say this and then you're gonna go in that match and do a bunch of stuff you already was doing. Like nothing hurts, and it's just. I mean, they're trying. I get, and then the Mark Davis thing. It's that's getting annoying because it's like I can tell where this is going. Like
You think it's gonna be a turn?
easily,
Yeah,
easily, because he hasn't even touched him the whole time. Like every time they fight, he's nowhere near him, and it's just like, all right, just do it. Just I can see it from a mile away. Just do it. And
exactly.
then, oh,
Okay.
can I also ask you, when the hell did Archer and Brian Cage be like the Don Cal? There'd be things going on. I'm just like, when did they start joining?
Well, if you watch the product and watch the weekend shows, you would know
I'd be outside. I'm sorry.
that that you are Mr. Outside. You ain't lying. Um, if you watch the weekend shows like me as an old man with with nothing to do on the weekends. So what happened was so it Jake Roberts was with Brian Cage and who's his partner? Lance Archer,
hmm
right? They were a team. But then there was a trade that happened somehow. So
Dude,
Jake Roberts went with LFI, and
huh?
Then Brian Cage and Lance Archer went with Don Callis family. I don't know.
Free
So
my
that's
dog.
why
Free my dog, Jake Roberts, man. Come get your Legends deal, man.
I think he
Come
already
get
got
paid.
one, right? I'm pretty sure he already
I'm
had the budget deal,
I'm
or
not
maybe
sure.
expired. I don't know.
Come
Because
get your
he's in the
legend
games,
tattoo.
right? I feel like you need
Yeah,
to be in a game, you need legend tattoo, right? I could be wrong. That might be a question for Cornell, but um, yeah, I'm not very sold on Fletcher. He doesn't really do anything for me like that stands out compared to any other guy in the company right now. He's trying. I'll give him that. That promo last week was rough. That was or was it 2 weeks ago?
yeah, yeah,
That was rough. That was really it was long and he wasn't really getting anywhere. This is kind of how I felt about this promo segment.
yeah. If
Kind of
you're gonna
long, just
fully
didn't really.
turn, especially with Don Callis, I would just have Callis talk for him at because that's how you get your heat, really.
Yeah, because right now I don't think the crowds are really reacting to what Fletcher's got going on. Maybe off the strength of it being Osprey in there, he's feuding with, he might get some more reaction out of it. But I don't know how much the Osprey rub is worth these days. No freaky, but just like we'll
It
see.
is Fletcher AEW's version of Austin Theory in a sense when he was doing his heel run
Um,
before Theory kind of caught on at one point and figured it out. But
so like
uh,
we're talking Money in the Bank theory.
yes, yes,
I don't, but I feel like Money in the Bank theory. People, there may have been some indifference, but I feel like people cared one way or another.
yeah.
I don't know if people care about Kyle Fletcher enough for to have any kind of real opinions on him. At least as far as I can see, I think people are very aware of his in ring work, and some people like it. Some people think it's kind of like Osprey light or whatever. I think he's fine in the ring, but outside of that, nothing to me really like stands out. I don't really see a lot of opinions on it, but I could be wrong. Like I said, I might be just in my bubble.
Hmm.
But
I liked Ozzy. Like I thought when Ozzy Open was first debuted, I thought honestly they should have put the tag titles on them at one point. But I thought they were really cool. And then like once Davis got hurt, and it was just like you said, it was like Fletcher just became really Osprey light, and then Will joins the show, and so now it's really like, oh, you really look
yeah,
like Osprey light, and so it was one of those things. It's just like now it's kind of put the focus on Takesha.
yeah. Speaking of Takeshita, we got two back to back matches with this MJF gauntlet thing that we're doing.
I'm
Rod,
still confused by it. So they both hate MJF, and so he put them both in matches to face him.
correct.
How do we keep doing MJF gauntlets? I just
How does he have the power to do this? He's not the champion, so not like you know what I mean.
it's
I don't
like
understand.
when that's his like whole heel shtick is like, and this time he doesn't even have. I'll say I like it better this time because he doesn't have a stable. So it's like he's literally like just throwing his money to people to
Yeah,
take him out, which is a little bit cooler. But like if you would have did it with one person, but it's like, I'm sick of this gimmick. The stick is getting tired.
yeah. So after kind of the Kyle Fletcher Osprey situation, Roderick Strong does come out. He attacks Lance Archer. The match starts. I didn't know it was Falls Count Anywhere, but I guess it was Falls Count Anywhere. They're fighting in the back. At one
To
point,
darkness.
can't even see. I'm about to say you can't even see what's going on. Um, we finally get some lights. Match is cool. They fight in the crowd a lot, and then
Hmm.
that's pretty much it. Roderick Strong picks up the win. Post match,
They start
I
brawling
believe
again.
they start brawling. Who comes out? Someone comes out. Oh, Brian, I
Uh,
think Brian Cage comes out. So Brian Cage comes out. They attack him. Whatever, yada yada. Adam Cole comes out. Comes there for the save. Takeshita attacks Adam Cole. We get to our next match. Takeshita versus Adam Cole in a non-title match. Takeshita picks up the win after hitting Adam Cole with the Dynamite Diamond Ring. So I was a little scared. I thought
if
I
he
thought
would
they
have
were
kicked out that diamond ring, that might have been the death of Adam Cole. I'm not gonna.
you
That
know
might have been.
honestly you're not too far. Maybe that may be a little dramatic, but
That might have been it. That might have been. That might have been his. Remember when everybody got tired of him and Gargano when they just kept kicking out? I think that
yeah,
would have been the moment for sure. Like
it's Cole, man. Adam Cole. It's a lot. First of all,
That's like a whole. You could do a whole pod on at the just.
to make my head hurt, bro. Look, just the visual alone of Adam Cole, this tan, it's not just him, by the way. Whoever doing
Yes.
the, I don't know if they all go in a group and use the same kind of tan or whatever. Because what's my man's name? Bronson from Iron Savages. It was either Bronson or Boulder, one of them.
Hmm.
Same thing, except it's worse because they're bigger. So that's like this
Yeah.
big
Big
old
out orange.
glowing orange man. It looks crazy. But yeah, Adam Cole, it's still he has it. It looks. It almost looks worse from the last time we seen him. How much?
He looks radioactive, like
Yeah,
legit.
he look.
Like
um, and to make it worse,
the music thing. Oh my
no,
God.
not the
Oh.
music. I'm still talking about the looks.
Oh.
The looks business, pal, bro. It's like he doesn't even put the tanning lotion on his knees. So now he has like. So
he puts
when he
it's
pulls
like
his
he
knee
tans
pad
with his
down
gear
and he's
on.
moving.
He goes to
Yeah,
the tanning salon in his gear.
his knees are like pale white, and the rest of him radioactive yellow. It looks insane, bro. It still doesn't look like he put on any muscle recently. Like I understand, maybe you were injured. You could probably relate to this more than I can as far as like being injured and still being motivated to work out in any way you can. I know he had to get his whole foot repaired. His foot was cooked, so
Hmm.
I can't imagine. I mean, Beavis, you could probably pull some arm curls out. You know what I mean? While your foot
You could
something,
definitely
some seated curls.
when I hurt my knee, I was doing nothing but upper body workouts till I could
Yeah,
start
you could
moving
still
again.
yeah you could still work. It just feels like I'm not one to talk because I'm not even anything close to any kind of shape. But also, my job isn't to be a professional athlete, so that's my
Right.
excuse, right? So like what like what is there like a lack of motivation just to like I don't looks aren't everything, right? I'm totally with that. You can be any kind of shape and be a wrestler,
Hmm.
but you got to look somewhat credible. Like we've seen Adam Cole in shape. This ain't it. This tan doesn't make him look any better. He's not moving as fast as he was previously injury, which is totally understandable. But like it's not like I believe I was Meals and J5 were talking about this on a show this week. He's not like he's really transitioned to a different kind of style. After a while, like if you look back
Hmm.
at some wrestlers,
AJ.
AJ Stone Cold Steve Austin, after the neck injury, he had to really change his style to kind of
Hmm.
adapt to what he's going through. Yeah, a lot of wrestlers have to.
Randy right now.
Randy right now, there's a lot of wrestlers they have to once they get older and their body breaks down a lot, especially in the case of Adam Cole where he gets hurt a lot. The fact that you're still doing Panama Sunrises
On an ankle. I just thought, yeah,
on off the bad ankle like that. First of all, you got balls for even doing that. I wouldn't even do that move. I'm not jumping off of nothing. Nothing feet first. I'll take a back bump off the top of the rope. I'm not landing
hmm
on my feet. Ain't no way. But I'll give him that. But yeah, just it's like, do
is
you
this what
care?
post is this is the he's still in his post breakup era. You know how when he down bad,
I feel that. I'm with
you
him
just
on
got a
that.
couple yeah, you gotta have your couple
I feel
months. So
you.
maybe you
I
get
feel you.
once you get the holidays, you get Christmas, the new
Off the breakup, I feel him.
and when New Year's hit, you know how New Year's is after breakup. It's like, all right, I'm gonna get it together. 2025 gonna be my year.
His New Year's resolution to look good on TV. You should.
Yeah,
That should be a great resolution.
2025 gonna be his year. That's all. He'll be all right. I hope.
But back to the match. At least they were smart enough to not have him beat Takeshita. I don't know
Hmm.
where they go from here. So going forward, it looks like it's going to be Roderick Strong versus MJF. Adam Cole is out of this. I don't know where he's gonna be come full gear. We have one more week to see what they do with the story. I can't imagine he's not involved in the pay per view at all at any point.
Well,
So
you saw after that match, O'Reilly came out and helped Roderick and
I missed that.
Adam.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
I missed it. Okay.
So there was a post match attack. Kyle O'Reilly came out. He dapped up Roderick, but then looked at Adam and walked out. And I said, "Oh brother, are they doing this? Is their
They're bringing the
bloodline?"
band their bloodline
Yeah,
reunion.
yeah.
They're bringing the band that together. Shit. I don't know. I guess
Where's Bobby Fish when you need him?
All right. Anyway, uh, Death Riders. They cut a promo, a very cryptic promo from Moxley per usual. He had a lot to say about kind of the backstage culture of AEW over the week, and I feel like some of it was in character, some of it was not in character. He dead ass meant what he was saying.
Yeah, I
As
think
far,
he's really like this gimmick's allowing him to really tote the are we working or are we shooting?
yeah, he's very much towing the line.
Yeah,
Um, but he said, yeah, this is kind of a quote from the New York Post. There will be a lot of stuff that won't be a part of this AEW, this new regime. For example, earlier in the year, I was having a conversation or was around a conversation earlier in the year. I heard backstage type person talking about interviews or pre-tapes or something. It was a situation where talent were not put in a position to succeed due to lack of preparation, framework, direction, and things like that. This individual said, well, it's the bottom of the card. It doesn't matter. Can you imagine saying that? You're fucking fired. You go work at Sunglasses Hut. You should be fucking pistol whipped for saying that.
damn.
For one, everybody that is on the top of the card was one time at the bottom of the card. That's how it works. You climb the ladder. You see this frustration or confusion from some of these talents because there's no fucking ladder. They don't know what to. They don't know what to do. They're just wandering in the desert. We're going to
That's a
grab
shoot.
them. We're going to walk them. Sounds like a shoot to me. And you
That
know
was a
what?
shoot. That was the shoot until he got to the we're gonna gather them. That was when he brought it back to the work.
Yeah. This is nothing different than what what's her name? Big Swole said. This is nothing different than what Ethan Page has said. This is nothing different than what CM Punk has said. Everyone who left there has said the same exact thing, and people keep closing their
Madhouse.
ears and closing their eyes and covering their ears, talking about no, that's not how it is. But like, if everybody's telling you the same thing, but this time it's different because before people were like, "Oh, you're WWE pilled now if you say this or that." Now that they can't say that about Moxley,
My-
that man bleeds AEW literally. And if he's saying it,
right.
there has to be some credence to this, and they gotta lock in. I genuinely think he believes everything he's saying about he's gonna take this company and move
Hmm.
it to a new direction. I hope he's right. I hope he does it. I really do.
And I hope it works. I
I hope it
truly
works. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. He does have a match against um not Adam Cole, Orange
Orange
Cassidy
Cassidy.
at Full Gear. I think they'll give you a good match. Orange Cassidy does come out. He cuts a promo. Didn't really care for this promo like I did the last one he did a week ago. I thought was much better, but cuts a promo basically like, yo, before I even get to you, Willie
I'm
Yuta,
gonna beat Willow.
I'm on your ass, Willie Yuta.
Personally, that
So
should. I hope they don't make that match seem more competitive than what it is. I just need him. He should just beat
they,
that
they
ass in 5 minutes.
they have been running the teacher versus student storyline because Orange Cassidy did train Willie Yuta,
Hmm.
as well as Chuck Taylor. So they're kind of running with that. I believe this is kind of just I think the goal is to get Orange Cassidy to take everybody out so it can just be him and Moxley one on one. So yeah, that we get that. What else? Something else happened after that. Am I bugging? Who came out? I'm gonna look it up. It's crazy. I just watched it. And
Aren't they fighting each other too?
hold
They
on.
started fight. Oh, Darby. They started brawling,
Thank you, bro. And
and Darby.
Darby pops out the crowd.
I'm not gonna lie, I was scared because I was like, yo, what if they weren't really paying attention or weren't close enough, and he just jumped and landed right on the floor? Because
He would have bounced back up anyway.
at first it looked like, yo, is he about? I said, I don't think anybody's in the spot they're supposed to be in, and luckily, like two people showed up. I said, all right, it looks bad. But man,
And then they go
I
outside, and then there's a truck involved. Oh, fucking Claudio just kills Darby Allin up beside the garage door with like the
hit him with
spin.
a power bomb on it, and then hit him with the swing. And I'm just like, why does Darby keep taking these? Like, why does Cesaro get to be this powerful, almighty human being in AEW?
Have you seen him?
Yes, but like, this is
Come
the
on
same
now.
man. Like,
Come on now.
Come on, man.
I'll tell you
I
this much: Claudio had the second most wins in AEW.
that boy don't lose. That really
Yeah,
got boy got nothing.
guess how many? If you had to guess how many wins he had this year.
What?
Actually, he's tied for second. Him and Kyle O'Reilly have the same amount of wins.
What the
If you
30
if you
something?
45, they both have 45 wins.
Who was he fighting? Who
The
who?
the collision all stars. This is
Oh dear. Oh, that's why
and the
I already see the Continental class is probably about to be like him and Garcia probably. I feel it. Or
he's in
Garcia Yuta, one of them
well
two.
Okada's in it, so I can see Okada getting pretty far. He doesn't lose
Yeah.
very often.
Or they're gonna set up Okada, Claudio 2 or whatever again.
That'd be interesting. Um, Also, congrats to Claudio. I mean, not Claudio, Okada for having a newborn baby. I saw something about that recently with his wife. So,
Ah, that
congrats
boy
to
gone.
Okada, an American baby. Look at that. The number one winner, if you could, obviously, is Orange Cassidy with
Cassidy.
57 wins. He has more. I'm sorry, 41 wins. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. I take everything I said back. I was looking at number of matches before, not wins. If we're talking about wins, yeah, Orange Cassidy has 41 wins in 57 matches. Claudio had 31 wins in 45 matches. I had it all
Still,
wrong. And then Danielson
still.
has 29 wins in 33 matches. So disregard
Who
what I
but
said.
OC?
Who would OC? This is the third year in a row we could have the most matches and most wins. They work him crazy. Him getting a lot of work this year. Kyle O'Reilly getting work. Mark Briscoe's on like every damn show. Um,
Hey, he said they were gonna use him. Tony
Dante
said
Martin, Roderick Strong gets a lot of matches.
Dante Barnes the weekend crew, I assume, because I don't
Yeah,
ever see Top Flight.
he's weekend gang. Um,
The weekend shift crew. That's the Dante Martins, the Top Flights, the Leo Rushes, the Garcias. That's the weekend shift crew.
House of Black, their
House of
weekend
Black.
guy, their weekend
First,
guys.
as soon as
Outrunners are weekend
yeah,
guys.
that's how I found out about this whole tournament thing. I saw a post from like Collision. I said, "There's a tournament tag team thing going on." I said, "Did
Oh,
this
the
start
four
on
way.
Collision?" Yeah, I said, when did FTR and House of Black have a? I said, this show. It's feeling like Impact at this point, where if you don't see it for 1 week, you
You
just
miss a
miss a
lot.
whole. Yeah.
And they're not the best at kind of. I know people often complain about WWE how they do too many video packages, kind of rehashing what happened already. But I think they realize that people sometimes don't watch every week, so they got to catch everybody up
Mm-hmm.
somewhat. I think AEW could do a better job of that, honestly, because I agree. If you don't watch the weekend shows, sometimes you might miss a whole lot of context just in general.
Man, y'all
Um,
better make. They better make like a Raw rebound type thing, like they used to do. The
pre-
Collision. I don't know.
presented by Lugs, the boot of
Presented by
the boot of the week. Um,
something.
our main event match. No, it wasn't the main event match. I'm sorry. Swerve Strickland versus Leo Rush. Swerve defeats Leo in a whatever fine TV match. Post match, Hurt Syndicate comes out. They're like, "Yo, we can do this right now." And Swerve's like, "Yeah, let's do it right now." And of course, Shelton Benjamin was not with them, so you knew what was about to happen. Shelton pops up from behind. They attack. We know the drill by now, so you know
And
we're.
what did the crowd do? Yell Bridgeport the whole
Oh yeah, of
segment.
course. I cannot forget. So yeah, at one point, um, Swerve was like, "What did he say? That we could do the fight right here in Stamford, Connecticut." And I was like, "Oh no,
He was like, yeah, in Stanford.
no,
I said, oh,
you're
that boy
not
got
Stanford."
his ex still on his mind. That's crazy.
He got WWE on the mind still. Clearly,
That's
he
crazy.
missed Titan Towers. That
That's
was the first
crazy.
thing that popped into mind. But yeah, so they are not in Stanford; they're in Bridgeport. So the crowd reacted accordingly and said, "We're not. We are Bridgeport.
Yeah, because
We're
as me and you are CT guys, we know Bridgeport and Stanford are two
Bridgeport and
totally
Stanford."
different.
It's like, yeah, no, it's
Total,
two different.
totally.
Stanford is what people think Connecticut is, and then Bridgeport is probably
Bridgeport is,
more
yeah, what
actually
you
what
were.
Connecticut is. um, but yeah, so that kind of distracted from the storyline, but it's a very much basic storyline. We'll see where we're going with this one once we get the full gear next week. Um, your thoughts on kind of where Bobby Lashley will be, what his role is going to kind of be in AEW going forward, if you had to predict?
I can't even tell you because I just don't feel like there's a true plan for him after this Swerve feud, unless the plan is Swerve joins Hurt Syndicate, which I doubt happens. But I don't know what the plan is for Bobby. But
I feel like okay.
there's another member probably. I feel there's going to be another member, but I just can't tell who it is.
Yeah, I mean they definitely been throwing the card around. There's a little side story they got with like the Acclaimed going on,
Yeah, Max
but
Caster is the worst option for that. I just want that to be new.
hey, whatever they can to get him away from Anthony Bowens, free my man Bowens. I know Leo Rush has a card. I believe Ricochet, they're flirting with Ricochet still. So there's some stuff going on in the niggaverse of AEW currently. But yeah, I mean, I feel like if you have Lashley in your company, you kind of have to put him in that world title orbit at some point.
Right.
Because I feel like this might be like another like Keith Lee situation where like what are we waiting for? Why is he doing this when he where he should be at? But we'll see. We'll see. It feels almost like it's more about MVP than it has been about Lashley so far, which is interesting.
Yeah, that also is a thing. MVP, I can't tell if he's getting active or what the deal is, the situation's going to be, but it's
I don't.
it's
I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro.
we don't want to see it.
It's become there. If you were wrestling during the Obama administration, in his case, the Bush administration, if you're wrestling during the Bush administration, I'm not really in a rush to see you out wrestling in 2024. I'm gonna keep it a stack. You know, you keep it.
Unless your
All,
name is John
all
Cena.
let's just
John
see the
Cena's the only.
that's John Cena. Though. That's different.
Yeah, John Cena, Randy Orton, those are, and Ray,
That's
those
different.
guys
Yeah,
solidified.
Sting was cool. I was rocking with Sting. Unlike
Yeah.
Cyrus, I was fucking with Sting. It's cool with me.
Sting, my boy
Um,
Sting will pull up, get his payday, and jump off of something and leave and still win.
and I respect it. No losses. Let's hit
None.
the quick hit. Let's get the quick hits real quick. Let's run through these. Hangman and Christian Cage defeat the Bang Bang Gang. Um, hashtag good match. I have no real thoughts on this. Outside of that, who hit Jay White with what did he get hit with? Oh, Kip Sabian hit him with the what did he hit him with
Contract.
with the contract to get the win. So yeah, so Kip Sabian making his claim to be a part of the patriarchy, putting in that work.
To be the favorite son, I guess. That's the whole gimmick. Him and Nick Wayne battling to be the best son.
Yes.
But I guess from what I'm watching,
you might have a better grasp of it than I do. I don't know what the hell this is all about.
I get that's what I'm assuming that's what it's gonna turn into, and this is how you get Nick Wayne. I don't know. Who knows?
Who knows? Shout out Mama Wayne though. Mercedes Monet is backstage with Camille. She's belittling Camille, saying you suck. You don't know how to fucking drive. You're supposed to run this girl over. You didn't run the girl over.
This is a shoot. That's a shoot.
I don't know. Maybe Camille can't drive. I'm not sure. Chris Statlander hears her talking shit in the background. They fight. Camille just gets beat up. Camille might be the worst heater of all time. She's done nothing good. Well, what's the point of even having her at this point?
Made her look like a goof.
She's looked like a goof since she got there, pretty much. But Mercedes and Chris Statlander go at it backstage. They go flying through a wall, and that's it. This feud is. Are they even trying? Well, once again, I ask: Are we even trying, guys? What are we doing? It's the most It's very uninspired. I think Mercedes so far has felt very uninspired since she's got there.
But if
Outside
you
of the
tell
Stephanie
her
match,
it's the best division in
hey,
it's the best division in AEW.
you feel me? We're the best wrestle. Speaking of the best wrestling, Dr. Britt Baker DMD defeats Penelope Ford in a 2-segment match. Thoughts?
Penelope Ford has a nice moonsault. That's all I can say. That's all
Did
I
she do a
got.
moonsault this match?
She did and missed.
Okay.
Oh, and then Serena Deeb came out, and then Britt Baker said nobody cares, and I said, I'm glad you understand what this how I feel.
I'm glad you said that, Britt Baker. I'm right there with you, buddy.
I'm
Uh,
so glad.
and then House of Black defeat FTR to get into the Fatal 4-Way World Title match, tag team title match at Full Gear. Kings of the
Damn
Black
it.
Throne to be exact.
Delaying the he gone tweets, man. They're delaying it. They're delaying.
Yeah, he ain't going nowhere. That boy is locked in until 2030. Um,
Because I would love honestly that whole group. I guess you could bring Julia too. They would be really cool. I think if you H would love to use those three or four.
well,
He
Julia
would
would be in the
love,
PC 100%.
yeah,
She's not going nowhere.
but he would
Um,
use those three a lot on the main roster. He
we could
loved
use them.
Allison. Yeah.
We could use that for that mid card. To me, this seems like another part of the story of FTR slowly turning heel. They've been kind of playing the whole outrunners are kind of like taking their spot, and I think they're gonna want their spot.
Yeah.
It's very similar to kind of how the Street Profits are on SmackDown. So they Street Profits are probably moving a little bit faster in it as far as their frustrations go.
I also
Um,
think
okay.
that you could kind of tell from the jump they were gonna eventually turn heel. Like
Yeah,
the you could tell. Again, these things you can see from a mile away, and it's just
that
predictable.
I think in this instance that's fine. So I think
hmm
FTR needs something to spark them because I feel like they haven't really been where they
But
were
do we
say a
want
year
to
ago.
heal FTR?
They're
Do I
gonna be
want
on
to heal?
collision. They're gonna be
Do I
on
want a
collision
heal
anyway. You
version
ain't
of?
gonna you're not gonna watch it because you're gonna be on collision, so it doesn't
But
matter.
do I want a heal version of my family, my daughter promo? I don't
Actually, you know
want to
that
see.
that might work because it's that annoying.
Oh my
Where I'm like
gosh!
you might actually get some heat from that. But yeah,
And
that's
that was the end of the show.
that was dynamite. It was a show. I'll say that much. It was a show.
Bless your heart, Quan. Bless your heart.
NXT.
Woo!
I'm gonna just get all the Iron Survivor stuff out the way. We start the show off with Julia and Stephanie Vicaire defeating the Meta Girls. Post match, interview guy gets in the ring. He's like, "Yo, both of y'all might be in the Iron Survivor Challenge," and then like they get the respectable. I can't wait to fight you in the Iron, but you know the vibes. The real
hmm
respect. It's respectable now. But we know what's gonna happen. So we'll get that out the way. The Iron Survivor qualifiers for tonight. We have Sol Ruka defeating Cora Jade.
Shocker. That was actually shocking.
It was shocking, but two things. I'm very happy that Sol Ruka's back in the mix.
hmm
She's been in TNA purgatory for a little while, and I'm happy.
Shoot, they might as well
Finally,
give her the title over there. Ain't nobody else about to
you know what
step.
I mean? So she's back. She's back home where she needs to be. Yeah, big win over Cora Jade. Interesting that they had Cora Jade lose that. I figured she would be in the match, so I do agree with you. It was definitely an upset. Um,
But I could see that turning into something down the line. Those two
yeah,
feuding.
I'm cool with that. That'd be something fun. Wesley defeated Cedric Alexander. Fun match. I thought it was actually a really fun match.
That boy said he
Um,
said, "Oh, it's 205 live again."
yeah, he back in his bag.
He was in his bag. I said, "Seti Hive, we here. We here."
I can't say I'm Seti High. I'm not gonna say I'm Seti High. I
I'm
won't go
Seti
that
Hive,
far. I'm
man.
not going Seti High yet. But
I'm Seti Hive.
man, it seemed like he definitely had. I know he had like a little interview post show online where so it seems like he's showing a little edge. He wants to do a different. Enough is enough, and it's time for a change, as a legend would say. Um, Javon Evans defeats Lexus King. I still don't know what's going on with Lexus King. I don't get it.
I don't. Is it the gimmick gonna be like he's trying to? He's just gonna end up back heel because he can't do the respectable thing. He can't be honorable.
Yeah,
I
and like he
that's
can't escape his dad. Like it's just in him, where
yeah. Like
he's a loose cannon like his dad. But I
that
don't know.
might be the way they're turning it.
It
That
it
might be.
it feels just so abrupt though how this all happened. It came out of nowhere. I
Yeah.
mean, they've kind of explained it, but not really. I don't know. I'm not. It's not grasping me. It's not grasping my attention.
I think the thing is, there's not enough people telling him like you're like your dad, and him kind of like denying it. I think that would probably,
Because who would tell him? Nobody there knows his dad.
you got Shawn,
besides,
you got all the
besides
closest,
Sean, besides Sean and Regal,
and there be
who are on
legends just
together.
randomly pulling up. They could just have
No,
legends
or Booker, because the only people on the show who were actively on the show that knew Brian Pillman would probably be Booker, Sean,
in
and
Regal.
Regal. That's it. Nobody who else is gonna tell him you're just like your dad. First of all, none of the people were even watching wrestling when his dad was wrestling. So
You just
like,
gotta pull up, folks. Have Norman Smiley pull up.
Croc gonna be like, who the hell is this? Who? But those are Iron Survivor qualifiers. There were some other segments with Frazier and Axiom where Frazier was like, hey, I'm trying to get an Iron Survivor too, which I predicted those two might be involved in it.
I'm scared
Um,
for Axiom to get an Iron Survivor because he goes psycho.
he was in it last year.
No, 2 years ago. That was the one
Oh,
with
2 years
JD
ago?
when he locked the cage. So I'm gonna just beat them.
Yeah, be that ass inside the cage. That's
He
fine.
might do that if him and Frazier get in there. He might do the same
Started
thing.
wailing at the hockey fight. So yeah, so I would love to see Frazier in it this year. That'd be fun. Um, I,
Yeah,
I am a big fan of the Iron Survivor Challenge. The last 2 years they've done it have been really, really fun, especially last year's. I don't know if they can replicate last year's.
that was a moment, and I think
Yeah,
that because
they really got me on that one.
that was
I
the
remember I
whole
was like in
thing,
my living room, like on my feet, like that's fucking good. I was so excited.
man. Seeing
I couldn't
that
even imagine
live,
it in live. What was that pop like when Trick won?
bro. I
Because
still think that's the best whoop that trick that's ever happened. Like even better than
yeah,
the stand and deliver one. Because I think it was just like, man, because it was like they really set it up perfectly. Like, yo, Trick really gonna get smoked like this? Like
yeah, I would.
one pin, dog?
Yeah, like
Like the
5 minutes
moment
left. I was like, yo, he's like, that's how they gonna do him?
I
And
said
then
the
the most,
moment is it too big? Like that's how we doing it?
yeah,
And
no,
then
that was a special moment for sure. Would you say that's the loudest pop you ever seen or heard in person?
yes. If I'm thinking back, yeah. Yeah, because the Raws and stuff I went to Raw. I think the second probably would be like when DX was at Raw, the one time I was there. But I can't think of any, and Roman, I guess, but nothing else bigger. But that might have been a bigger than all of those.
The loudest pop that I can remember, there's two. My first ever Raw is gonna age me pretty much. 2003, and Stone Cold came out. This
Mm,
was it was already post retired Stone Cold, but he was like on the ATV doing his
ATV,
thing.
the
This is
sheriff.
ATV Stone Cold. This is Sheriff Stone Cold. Huge pop that, but by far the loudest pop that I've heard in person was when Bailey cashed in on
Cashed
Charlotte at
in.
Money in the Bank. I that shit like
I was
my
supposed to be
ears.
there. I'm so
That shit
upset.
was so loud.
I'm so. One of our boys went, and it's funny because he still has the picture of him holding the middle finger up at Brock when he got the
Oh,
free
when
ticket.
Ali came out, that was so
Yeah,
insane, bro. I forgot about that. That was what were they were doing whatever, bro.
bro. Because it was really like, oh shit, Ali really about to be Money in the Bank.
I didn't think that. I know at no point that was happening. Um, back to NXT. Trick Williams comes out. He was like, "Yeah, you pinned me at ECW, whatever. Fuck you, nigga." And then Andre Chase comes out like, "Hey, all due respect, I need to beat Rich Rollins' ass." And you know what? Trick was like, "You're right. You do need to beat Rich Rollins' ass." And then so Rich
but
Rollins comes out.
but you could get a chance to this title. I think you should
Yeah,
get.
you know what I mean? This should be your title match. And then Rich Holland comes out for a change.
Heat.
Finally, for a change, some heat. The crowd actually cares about Rich Holland. It took 5 years, but we're here. He was getting Dom Mysterio esque booze.
Mm-hmm.
I said good for him, man. You know what? I still don't care about him in the ring, but I'm happy. I'm happy he's getting something. Um, so yeah, that's cool. What did you think of this whole segment? Kind of.
I thought it was cool. Like you said, good heat. By the way they were talking though, and I asked them this, you think Andre Chase is either about to be done entering or they about to let him go? Because how they talked about him, like the way Trick was talking about him, it was like this ain't. this ain't a normal. And then the stakes he put up in the
Yeah,
match. I said, this ain't a normal.
it felt implied this might be the end of Chase U. But so look, I've got two thoughts with this, right? The
Hmm.
first thought is they've done this 10,000 times already.
Yeah,
How many times have the stakes of Chase U been on the line since Chase
yeah.
U started?
But
At
I
least
think
6 times.
I think the
However,
way, yeah, just the way Trick was talking, nobody just comes out in a promo and says that to like somebody like that. Like, look what you did for us people. Blah, blah. I'm like, that's odd that Trick just randomly decided to do that.
I'm going to say Andre Chase. He's a year older than me. He's been wrestling since at least 2008. So
Sheesh.
probably that's like fresh out of high school because that's when I graduated high school. So he's probably a year out of high school. He's been wrestling since 2008. I mean, yeah, he might be ready to hang it up. He's been consistently working for a long. Remember the Bravado Brothers from Ring of Honor. They were definitely like a lower card team, but I'm familiar with them. So yeah, I mean, maybe
I
he wants
remember.
to do the player coach deal with NXT or whatever.
Let's remember honor Andre Chase and that random ass banger he had with Giovanni Vinci that one XT.
Once a quarter, Andre Chase will remind you who he is.
Right.
Every once in a while, that tag title run he had at the end, he was going dummy. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, that
Um,
Fraxium match was like, why is this match heating up? Like, why are they going crazy like
well, that's Fraxium. You know how Fraxium get down. No misses. They don't miss. Um, we get to the match. Ridge Holland defeats Andre Chase. Um, so he gets his title match against Trick Williams at Deadline.
Mm, mm,
Should be interesting. I had no doubts Trick Williams gonna win that match.
yeah.
So what do you think we kind of go from here? What like as far as Andre Chase goes, as far as
Well,
Ridge
the match
goes?
was it next week, right? Yeah. So I don't know because even the Riley and I was like, you keep gambling us away. Like, why does you keep doing that? And it's just I don't know because I I feel like they'll end it, but I don't know where the rest of the group go. I think Riley will be else. I think Riley can do something in that North American division. I think Thea needs to
I'm
be in this
Thea needs to bingo. Thea
Iron
needs to be on her
Survivor.
own for the longest time. I wouldn't even be mad at her being in the Iron Survivor. She was in it
I
last year,
don't,
wasn't she?
I don't think so.
She didn't do last year.
Mm-mm.
Okay, yeah, I would. I think that'd be ideal for Thea. I think Thea needs to get away from Chase U badly. To be honest
Right.
with you, um, Duke, best of luck, buddy.
Ah,
Best of luck.
uh, go win a Heritage Cup or something. I don't know. He'll figure it out. Duke could actually wrestle. I think it's weird. It's just his style is interesting. Yeah, it's like
Yeah, less, buddy. Um, Fallon Henley defeats Kalani Jordan with the help of Fatal Influence.
two girls was hooping.
Yeah.
Kalani's found her stride.
Look, man, I've never doubted Kalani's in-ring
It's
prowess.
some promos.
It's the acting. Yeah, if she's just wrestling though, okay with me. I'm still not 100% sold on Henley. I'm still kind of. I don't hate it. I don't hate kind of the
Yeah,
character, but I'm kind of just like it feels a little generic to me. I want a little more, but I'm gonna give it time. She just got the title. We can move past this Kalani Jordan thing now. She can do a whole new storyline with whoever the fuck.
yeah,
Um, we can go from there. But yeah, good match. Uh, um, I guess we can kind of transition into quick hit state of the tag team division because we're gonna get right into that. Earlier in the show, excuse me. Earlier in the show, Ava pulled all the tag teams together. She's like, "Yo,"
and Briggs, all the tag
and
teams and Briggs.
yeah, Briggs had his man, the dude from
He wasn't
Noah.
in there yet, though. He wasn't.
He wasn't in that segment, but he was backstage
Yeah,
with
he
him in a
pulled
different
up.
segment.
Yeah,
Pulled
he
up,
was
and
like, "The fuck you doing here,
so
Briggs?"
throughout the show, all the tag teams were like, "Hey, I'm going for the tag team championship," and the other team's like, "No, I'm going for it." So it's a lot of bickering all night. We
Mind you,
get
Fraxium and Frazier worry about something else, and they just
Braxton Fraser
blowing
on
them
there
off.
doing a whole. Braxton and Fraser are talking about a whole different thing. By the way, Axel just tired. He's so tired of this nigga, bro. So, can you lock in? Niggas is not locked in, dude. This is your winter arc. This is your fourth quarter. What are you doing? Lock
Right.
in. You know what I mean? The post match, the niggas just start fighting. All the tag teams just start fighting. I don't know what to tell you.
OTM started saying nothing on a mic.
OTM just yapping. I mean, the two African niggas that have been gone for 6 months, all of a sudden they're back. Uh, no quarter catcher, they're around. It's a bunch of guys. The tag division definitely needs a little spark, so I'm happy to at least
Where's a
pointing
no
out
fan Blade at?
who who's that
Where is a no
DDC
fan? Yeah,
man.
man.
If you want to talk about stop and start booking,
Man, Brindley
man,
not even with them no more. They lost
they
they
be
what?
they
They
lost. They
lost
lost.
that girl.
She went to the this is like a Tyler Perry film. She went straight to the light skinned nigga with the glasses with the PhD.
The Shamar Moore. She went to the Shamar Moore.
She said, "I leave y'all Africans. I'm going to Shamar Moore over here. Michael Eli over here. You know what I mean? What's going with you?" Yeah, well, I don't know where they go in the tag team. I would love to see maybe Fraxium versus we'll do Hank and
And
Tank. Fuck
I
it.
want to see him versus like family.
Or no quarter. I think no quarter would be fun as well. I really want to see more of my man's
Tavion.
name. Yeah, Tavion Heights. Also, I like Miles Bourne as well. I like to see more kind of what he can do
You
outside
got
of kind of being my man's lackey.
the Orton rub when Orton pulled up. They
You
did a
got the
little
Orton rub.
TikTok. Yeah.
You're never going to fail. You got the Orton rub, man.
Right. You can't.
Um, Speaking of rubbing, Carmen Petrovic and Shanti the Adonis. I hate it.
I
I
don't
don't
know
like
where
it.
this
I don't like any of this. I don't care about any of this. I feel like we could do a lot better with Carmen and Ashanti for that. No, maybe not Ashanti, but
this
Carmen
is this is
absolutely.
this is such a crazy way to run the two man, Ashanti. There's so many easier ways to run the two man with Dion. There's
You're
so
like
many
worst two man ever. You're
words.
killing the vibe. I don't know who's killing the vibe worse, Ashanti or Carmen. They're both killing the
Dion
vibe. I
don't
don't.
know what's going on.
Yeah, I
There's
don't know
so
what's going
much.
on. Now they're in a match. I don't even know how Brindley got involved in this. Now Brindley's in the picture. Now
Right.
we're
Y'all don't
getting
even tell y'all homies like the two man is happening.
what
This
this
the etiquette is so bad.
all time worst two man in wrestling history. And I'm sure I'm sure there's been a lot of two mans have happened in wrestling. My favorite two man,
Stop.
Riddle and David Priest.
Oh dear.
The all time two man,
Hey, yo.
and that's the two we know about. Lord knows what they'll get into. Moving on. Yeah, I miss people with all this stuff. I don't care about none of this stuff. Shout out to Carmen Petrovic. She's working at Bloodsport against
Nice.
I forgot who else she's wrestling. You know she's wrestling? Someone from Japan. I'm not familiar with her.
Yeah, me either, and I don't want to butcher the name, so I
I
just
will
know it
butcher the
started with
name. I
a
just gotta
it
find it.
started with an S.
I think like Sumi something.
Yeah.
It's too deep in the chat. I can't find it. But too much AEW mole in here.
Hey man.
Shout out to mole. Do you believe the mole? I don't know if sometimes I feel like he should be throwing shit in the air. Whoever this account is, the secret account is.
He's had more hits than misses.
Has he?
Yeah, because he definitely said if you don't see Megan
But
Main today.
he throws out a lot of like obvious shit that like you could tell it was coming up, you know. But
I
he
mean,
does have match cards, so I guess you're right. Yeah, I believe him. I believe in the mole. Even if he's wrong, I want to believe the mole. You know what I mean?
I'll say this: if he wasn't as dangerous, Sean Ross Sapp wouldn't be trying to bother him so much.
Who? Sean Ross Sapp. More like Sean Ross crap. No. Sumi Sakai. It is Sumi Sakai. I was right.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to get it wrong. It is Sumi Sakai. She will be fighting Sumi Sakai at Bloodsport. So good for her. She getting indie runs already.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I liked about Carmen. I think she like really loves this shit.
She's got the what you call it.
She got the bug, man.
Yeah.
Her and Jada got the bug for sure. Kalani too. That makes me happy. I really appreciate that. Um, worst match of the night: Nikita Lyons defeats Adriana Rizzo. Terrible. What the hell with the terrible chemistry?
I'm putting it on
Low.
one.
I'm putting on both. I ain't doing nope. They're both in this situation is both.
But hey, in the end, my girl Rizzo said, "We fuck all that. I got a crowbar. Bow,
She did hit him with a crowbar, so I don't.
bow."
Fair enough. Fair enough. Um, do you have any
Yeah,
thoughts on the match? Because that's all I got. I thought it was shit.
yeah, I didn't. I don't know what it is with Nikki. I don't know. She has to find a style. I don't think the karate or mixed martial arts thing is for her.
I don't think
That's
wrestling's for her personally, but that's just me.
that too. She hasn't like I don't know. It just seems like from the injury, she hasn't recovered. Like she doesn't seem compared to Cora or shoot, you look at people on the main roster like Dakota and whatnot, it just doesn't seem like she's had the motivation to get bounce back and be better than ever.
I mean, she is off of two fucking knee braces. I can't. I don't know how much she can really move around. I don't know.
But
I
like you
don't.
said, when that happens, you gotta change your style up, and I don't think this style
I don't think
is
she
for
had.
her.
I don't think she's wrestled long enough to have a style to even know what her style was initially. You know
True.
what I mean? But I mean, I'm not gonna put this on Nikita because I think Adriana also. I don't think she's fully there yet as far as wrestling
Hmm.
goes, and yeah, I think we're just off chemistry. I think both of them will be fine in the long run. But yeah, I think that was a bad matchup, and they should never do that again. And yeah,
I
that's
will
pretty much
I will
it.
give NXT this when they don't give you super long matches with women there who are like they don't feel are at
No,
that
they don't.
level.
They don't give women super. They don't give anybody super long match unless you're the main event of that show. You're not getting a super. That match is going five
Yeah.
minutes. Or like it 6, 7 with entrances. You might one of them might be during a commercial. To be honest with you, yeah, most of these matches ain't getting no time. That's just how NXT is. Whether you love it or hate it, but yeah, that's NXT. That's the War Report. Sid, I want to say thank you for staying up with me, knocking this podcast out with me. Um, please, anything you got going on, you want to give out your socials, whatever you got, anything, please let the people know.
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at the Sid Jones, Sid Jones. Uh, that's about it. Catch me in my football life and all the other stuff going on in my life. And yeah,
Yeah, like I said, thank you again. If you're out in Texas, go check a game out, man. Go see Sid live. Um, follow me at the comeback spot on Twitter. Follow Cyrus at Cyrus on TWR on Twitter. Please follow the A Show RNC on all socials. That includes TikTok, um, Instagram, Twitter. We're not on
YouTube.
YouTube. We're not on Blue Sky yet, but I'm sure we might have to switch over to Blue Sky at some point.
Hmm.
The way Twitter moving.
I heard Twitter's not even like a top 10 apps no more on Apple or whatever. I heard they're dropping.
I don't know. I don't know. I've thought about it. I've made a personal Blue Sky account. It's
Hmm.
there. I I said a long time ago, if Twitter dies, I don't plan on joining anything else. But just in case, let me make the account now, just in case I change
Right.
my mind. So it's there, but I don't know how active I'll be on it unless like Musk really just fucks up Twitter to the point where I just like I can't
I
even be
hate
on
it.
there no more, bro.
Yeah.
It is getting there, but Blue Sky not to that point yet where I could just leave everything. I feel like I got so many accounts that I follow. Not even like just like there's no sports Blue Sky community yet
Hmm.
for real. You know what I mean? I need some more before we even get it got to build up a little bit. But
Right.
that's not here nor there. Again, thank you for joining the show.
Yes,
Tune in
sir.
next week. I don't even know if Cyrus is coming back next week. We'll figure it out, but I'll be here next week for sure. With a guest or with Cyrus or maybe Cyrus and a guest. I don't know. But catch you guys next week. Next week we will talk about predictions for Full Gear. I don't think NXT has anything going on. I hope. I don't want to do any more than that. But yeah,
They
full
got
gear
a
prediction.
they're on the road in Mass in December. I think I saw that was it.
They're in Lowell. I'm not going. That's too far. Um, that's way too far. That's like an hour and a half. Oh, that's
That I might go if I don't end up going to SmackDown. So
SmackDown's an hour away. I can do it. I can do an hour. I can't do
the hour
hour and
and
a half.
the extra
Yeah.
30.
I did Boston a long time ago for one of the Survivor Series, and that's the last time I did. I'm not driving that far for wrestling. I can't do it. But again, Sid, thank you. I'll catch you guys next week.